Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2026 ski test. Today we're talking about the Head Oblivion 84. I have always been a fan of the Oblivion line. You don't see that many, and they've never really gained like tremendous popularity. And a lot of that is just because Head is not particularly trendy in the park skiing world. But really there's a lot to like here. And this 84 in particular, I think is quite unique at this point because there aren't that many like really well built high performance twin tips in this width range. Typically from other brands, like when you get down into 84, they're gonna be cap construction, they're gonna be designed a little bit more for intermediate skiers. This is a exceptionally well built ski. There might not be any like crazy materials in here, but true vertical sidewalls, like pretty thick core profile, and just like really, really good finish quality. Like Head is a really good ski manufacturer, and you see that reflected in the Oblivion 84 here. So I kind of wish that the Oblivion line had more popularity than it does, but that's okay. It doesn't, the ski world doesn't have to just satisfy me at all times. I understand, but hopefully hopefully I'm getting my point across that like this is a better ski than its popularity would indicate. I feel pretty strongly about that. Again, it is like relatively simple. It's just a wood core pressed together, sandwich construction, vertical sidewalls. This one's pretty big. This is a 176. It's not that big. It just looks big. Like when you hold it, because there's no taper, there's not much rocker, like looks long, which we can talk about. Like that's important to the ski's performance. 176, 84 underfoot. It's 1,850 grams. So it's not just like a lightweight noodle of a park ski. It's got some heft and some substance to it, which I think is really important. And then the flex pattern is like, it's not jarringly stiff, but if you're gonna be landing big jumps in the park and you need the support for putting the landing gear down, like that's a pretty strong flex pattern for a park ski, which is cool. You know, even like up here in the forebody, like that's a decent amount of flex, and there's good torsional stiffness too. Like, you know, they're not putting any metal in here, they're not putting any crazy additives, but just the way that they build it, it's got some rigidity, it's got some support, and it really truly is a high performing ski. And then another thing that makes it quite unique in 2026 is, you know, if you read Head's description of this ski, if you flip through their catalog, it says it has rocker, but there's not much. And you don't even see that rocker until you decamber it. You know, like no rocker whatsoever right there, decamber it, and the tail starts to kick up right there, but like barely. There's not much splay, and it's not tremendously long either. So it's like an 84 underfoot ski that's really well built, that doesn't have any rocker and doesn't have any early taper. So what does that mean? It means that it's going to be incredibly precise. It's going to give you a lot of like direct feedback in your skiing. And, you know, I think in 2026 or in like the modern era of park skiing, it's very popular to not have those things, to be looser and like kind of let your skis wander a little bit and press and smear, and like, you know, it's pretty popular to like initiate a nose butter and then like hold it as long as you can. And I would say that is the opposite of what the Oblivion 84 is all about. This is like, I want to do a bunch of really technical switch ups. I want to spin on, spin off, like, you know, kind of like thinking back to my heyday in the park skiing world when the community was ruled by skiers like Tom Wallish, who just like had this impeccable precision, and that's kind of how I think of a ski like the Oblivion 84. Is it's just like it's impeccably clean, and your skiing should be clean. So if that's kind of what you're looking for, and in my mind I kind of think more to like skiers who are trying to compete, kind of rise the ranks, is that the right phrase? You know what I mean. Get better at skiing, particularly in a competition format, and particularly to me in slope style. this would be a really, really good choice. I've often recommended it strongly to the kids that I coach, and much to my dismay, they often don't purchase it, which it just really, really grinds my gears. So there's absolutely that application. And then the other thing that I think this ski is really good at, which is kind of like surprising and probably hard for people to wrap their mind around, or at least hard for people to wrap their mind around when making a purchasing decision, is you can put the mount point back here to all mountain, and then it becomes like a really fun groomer ski, which is like, not really what people think of when they think of twin tips, but camber, no taper, and like a pretty supportive flex pattern. This one's got a 19-meter turn radius too, so it's going to be like the type of kind of traditional feeling all mountain ski where you are in control of your turn shapes. 19 meters is not going to rip you into a turn. You're going to initiate that turn. You could also take it into the bumps, and it's going to feel like really, really precise. Again, like more of a traditional feeling bump ski. So I think there's a lot to like here. And yeah, maybe people will do me a favor and buy more of them, so I can be happier when I see more of them out there on the slopes. And I feel the same way about the 94 too. We'll have another video about the 94. That ski is a little different, doesn't have all the elements of the 84 here in its shaping. But yeah, I have like similar just overall feel about that ski and its popularity. So that's it. That's the Oblivion 84 from Head. Let us know if you have any questions about it, and we will see you out there on the slopes.